yarny friends, this is Stephanie with Stephanie's Yarn Escape. Thank you for joining me today for Knit Machine Shenanigans number 6. In this episode, I share with you guys the things I make off of my knitting machines. I have 2 of them. I have a 48 pin and a 40 pin. The things I learn about my knitting machines, I like to try and share with you guys. And yeah, I don't get it out a whole lot. It's usually a Saturday night kind of thing. Once my daughter goes to bed, that's when I do it. I still enjoy crocheting. It's my favorite part of yarny fibers is actually crocheting. So I do that majority of the week and then I get out my knit machine because I do really enjoy using my knitting machine because I can make things, different things. And yeah, so I haven't done a knit machine episode in a couple weeks. But I did get it out this past Saturday, and I have some tubes that I made for a new idea, and I do have some finishes that I made that I showed you guys as tubes in weeks past. So what did I whip up this week? Well, I have 1, 2, and 3 of these black bodies. So this is a body. This is going to be a gnome body. So I have 2 more tubes cranked out and a body seamed together. So that's the body part. So why black and why are, like, what are the tops going to be? That's a good question. I just thought of this idea the other day because spring is coming, or spring's trying to come. But my next set of gnomes I'm going to make are Bumblebee Gnomes. Look how cute. So this is just a black pom-pom. I don't go too crazy on these pom-poms for my gnomes. I just buy like, it's usually like 12 or so of the same color pom-poms for not expensive because they do not come off. They are permanently attached to the top of the gnome. But there's one top. Here's the other top that needs assembled. So what I did, so for the gnome bodies, what I do is 100 rounds for the body. And for the top, I do 80. So I don't need to use my yarn for striping inside the gnome, so I don't do that. So I do a basic solid in the inside of the hat, and it gets folded up in. And this is going to be the outside of the hat that you see. So I did 40 rows of the black, and then I did 5 rows each of the yellow and black striped. It's so cute. And the yarn I used is Red Heart Black. So Red Heart wasn't going through my machine at all. My knit machine hated it. But I believe it was Lori, my knit night friend, shared with us about this little secret that she learned of these silicone earplugs. So you take a blob of this and you put it right on your machine, right where your yarn is going into that little pink part, and the yarn will glide right over it and it goes right through my machine. So I was working on this past Saturday, and I think I was doing one of my black bodies and the yarn, it was still going through, but it just was complaining. So I ended up oiling it because it's very smart to remember to oil your machine, especially when you use yarns it does not like. So put a few drops of oil put a drop of oil in all the pins, cranked out the next one, worked like a dream. So this is my next big project I want to make. I believe I'm going to attempt to make 5 bumblebees. The yellow part I pulled from my stash is this Vanna's Choice. It's in the color Ducky. I've had this in my stash for a number of years. It is a 4 medium, 100% acrylic, 170 yards. I have like 5 skeins of this. So, and I don't use a whole lot for these bumblebee hats. So, pulled it from my stash, did not purchase any. Yay me. So, I had a couple people ask in previous Knit Machine Shenanigan episodes is about when you do color changes, what it looks like. So here's what it looks like with the color change. It's a little bit of a jog, but not too much. A little step, I guess. But it's going to be the back of the gnome, so I'm not too worried about it. So what you do is inside my hat, I have these strings. So I cut a piece, attach my yellow or black, whatever one, and then you tie it nice and tight, and you can barely even notice it. So here's the other side. It's very subtle. Not too bad. I mean, you can see it, but not bad enough where it's crazy obvious. But yes, that's going to my next adventure is these Bumblebee Gnomes. I want to make a handful of those. So there's that. Now I did whip up some things. I did finish up some things from my last couple episodes that I shared with you guys. Some tubes that I made. I'm pretty sure like in my last episode all I had was tubes. And I was working on my spring gnomes, and I did get 2 of them put together. I got my spring gnomes. This is soft pink, and I love this yarn with this gray mist. And this is mint, which is this beautiful spring green with some white pom-poms. So I finished these 2 up. And yeah, they're currently on the Etsy shop. And I want to get them done. I believe I have a couple more spring ones I need to attach. But this past Saturday was not attaching. I was creating tubes. No assembly this past Saturday for gnomes. But in between, because I do the arm cranking. So my arm gets tired sometimes. You can buy the drill attachment, but I have not yet. So I crank by arm. And then I crank out either a hat or a body, and I take a break and I tap something. So I attached 2 hats of tubes that I had sitting in my bag for hats that needed put together. Now these ones are for donation. I try to not only make my gnomes that I enjoy making, but I'm also trying to make hats for donation for next winter. Get a small abundance of those. And so what I had was I had this cake of Karen Big Cakes. I had used this color for a blanket in the past, and I had like not even half a cake left. Didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I went ahead and finished it up with this. This is called Summer Berry Tart. It is a 4 medium, 100% acrylic, and there's 603 yards in a cake. And like I said, I literally didn't have a whole lot left. So this is one, and then it is reversible, so you could flip it out. On the inside, it has a yellow top with the excuse me, mint green and this gray. So I really like this side the best though. So there's one hat. And then the other one is this one. It has yellow with the green top. And on the inside it has this light pink with the yellow on bottom. So it is reversible. You can put whatever side you want. But yes, these are for donations for next winter. So I wanted to get some of those out. Some random balls of yarn that I have, like leftovers from projects. Not really sure. That's been sitting there for a length of time. Like this, I made a blanket out of this yarn years ago. I know, I'm pretty sure it was before excuse me, before I even started recording on YouTube. So it's been quite some time. But yeah, I figured, you know, why not? I don't know what to use with that cake. It was just left over from a project. Why not turn them into hats for donation, right? So that's what I did. So I made this one a few weeks ago, and I don't remember. I'm pretty sure there's 100 rows. No, there's 115 rows in this one. And then I thought I could at least get 100 rows out of this, and I've ended up getting like 70. So this is a smaller hat. It'd be for a smaller kid. I just used whatever. I just went until I was out, and I only had enough to take it off the knitting machine and sew it up. That's all I had left of it. So it worked out just fine. It's smaller, but still useful for a child. So yay, gorgeous. So much fun. Yeah. Hopefully next week I can work on assembling some of my Bumblebee Gnomes. Tons of ideas for them. And I can't wait. So that's my next big idea for the gnomes. I have other ideas. I wrote them down, and I can't wait to share those with you guys once I get in that process. So very exciting. I'm enjoying working on the gnomes. Definitely enjoy working on the gnomes. Lots and lots of fun. So I think I'm doing this babbling at this point. That seems to be the theme for this week's episodes. Of all the episodes is a lot of babbling. But anyways, so I'm going to go. I hope you all have a fabulous week, and I will talk to you later. And remember to keep that yarn ring through those fingers. Bye.